Hey guys, what's good? Mike here. Thanks for tuning in to another video blog. Hope all is well. In this video, I want to talk about what I would call the web design gallery deception. And basically what I mean is that there is a misconception, a misrepresentation of what UI and UX designers actually do and the value that we bring on a daily basis on these web design galleries. I posted a tweet on this yesterday and got some good feedback. Sometimes I'll post a tweet just to kind of get a feel for, to see if I'm the only one that's seeing this. I've been seeing this for years, and I want to point out some things that I do to kind of keep my focus. But basically, you ever go to these web galleries and notice that the sites on these web galleries are nothing like the sites that we typically use on a day-to-day basis, okay, or that are used by the masses. Okay, take an inventory of the sites you use and look at and think about the sites that are on these web galleries. Let me just so you know these sites, right? Large background images, background video playing, nice transitions from page to page, typical minimalistic, aesthetically pleasing, nice colors, etc. Right? Nothing bad about these sites on these web galleries. But look at the sites that we use on a daily basis. Let me just list out some of the ones that I use. Gmail, ESPN.com, Business Insider for news, CNN.com, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I don't use Facebook. My wife does, along with 1.8 billion other people. Snapchat, Instagram, right? Amazon.com, Netflix. These are sites that are used by millions and millions of people. I also use Waze, app on my phone for directions and things like that. Also, I go to my bank, Bank of America, Chase.com. All of these sites that I've listed out, these are sites that I typically use on a daily basis. None of these sites are ever on these web design galleries. Right? And for good reason. They're not aesthetically pleasing. They're not minimalistic. Right? They're not like those sites. And why is that? It's because when you're designing, when you're a UI UX designer and you're actually designing and trying to solve real business needs and user needs, it typically takes yourself and your team away from being able to be very minimalistic, right? So you have a lot of features on your apps. You look at Facebook. I don't like to, it's not cluttered, but we can say that word. We can say it's cluttered. But it's useful for the 1.8 billion people that use that site, right? Amazon is cluttered, but it's useful for the millions and millions of people that use a site to generate billions and billions of dollars for Amazon. YouTube, Twitter, even the apps that I build and I design at ADP probably wouldn't make the web design gallery, but it generates $750 million a year for ADP. So there's a misrepresentation, there's a disconnect. There's what's conceptual and what we see and what we like, and then there's reality. There's a couple things that we need to do. One, we have to realize this. We can still be inspired by these designs and these sites that we see out there, but understand the real world and the real value and the things that goes on that are used by the millions and millions of people. So what I like to do is I like to get inspired by these sites, understand, these components and things and pick and choose and be inspired by these things. But I like to follow designers and study designs that I know that are typically used by millions and millions of people. So when I go to Dribbble.com, Dribbble is one of my favorite sites. I filter down to designers that are designing applications and that I would use on a daily basis. So for example, Twitter or Dribbble has a designer. The number one designer there is an illustrator, right? Beautiful work, one of the most talented guys in the world. But I don't His name is Mike Creative Mints, something like that. And I love his work. I see his work, but all his work is nothing that I do on a daily basis, right? So I don't really follow him. What I do is I trickle down and follow designers that are working on applications, you know, that are more aligned with the things that I do, or align more with what will put us in a better position to offer value to companies, right? So companies like Facebook, companies like Google, companies like Twitter, companies like Netflix and Amazon, they're paying UI and UX designers top dollar to design these sites and really study business requirements, user needs, and solve those problems through great interfaces and great experiences. And a lot of that is not represented on web galleries, so keep that in mind. And there's nothing wrong with web galleries per se. And the reason why this is going on is because we are still in transition. As old as the internet is, we are still in transitions from graphic designer, web designer, on to really understanding the true value of UI and UX design. Even still, yes, it's a true profession. People get paid a lot of money for being a UI UX designer, but the industry as a whole is still in transition, right? And that's why we see what we see. That's why we're not seeing technical stuff on web galleries. We're seeing beauty and minimalistic, and that's what drives those sites. But in the real world, it's not represented there, okay? You gotta get down and dirty and solve real business needs, all right? Thanks for checking out the video. If you like the things that I talk about, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, visit my website, mlwebco.com, if you want to learn more about things that I do and stuff that I teach. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk soon. Peace.